Thank you for coming to this very interesting discussion, which is going to start right now, a very interesting panel, connecting global investors with Greece, the role of key institutions. I let our moderator present the speakers. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the 27th Annual Capital Link Invest in Greece Forum. It's a true pleasure to be here with you in New York at a gathering that has long served as one of the most influential platforms connecting international investors with Greece's economic narrative and strategic direction. It's a privilege to moderate this esteemed panel with the theme Connecting Global Investors with Greece, the Role of Key Institutions. This theme could not be more timely or more relevant in our days. Greece stands today at a pivotal moment, having regained momentum and with strong fundamentals. Our economy is attracting investment interest not only to traditional sectors, but also for innovation, technology, infrastructure, and energy transition. But what underpins this momentum and what truly transforms opportunity into action is the contribution of key institutions, which understand the investment priorities of the country and can act as catalysts to accelerate growth. These key institutions shape how foreign investors interact with our market, how ambitious projects are transformed into structured, executable deals, and how trust is built across all stakeholders, both in public and private sector. Each member of our panel today represents a different but deeply complementary pillar of the institutional landscape. Together, they form an ecosystem that is actively shaping how Greece attracts and deploys capital. Their organizations work daily to attract foreign direct investment, strengthen bilateral economic ties, and support the country's competitiveness. So, I'm extremely pleased to have on stage, let's start with a lady in our panel, Mrs. Antigoni Lymperopoulou, CEO of the Hellenic Development Bank of Investments. HDBI stands at the core of the country's venture capital and private equity ecosystem, enabling innovation, entrepreneurship, and the scaling of high-potential business. We're waiting for Mr. Saracakis, so please give us 2-3 minutes in order for him to join us. We have Mr. Dr. Marinos Giannopoulos, CEO of Enterprise Greece. Enterprise Greece leads the national effort to promote Greece as a dynamic, reliable investment destination and to support investors throughout every stage of the journey. And finally, Mr. Konstantinos Angelopoulos, Deputy CEO of Growthfund and Nominee Director of Hellenic Innovation and Infrastructure Fund. Growthfund is instrumental in unlocking the potential of public assets value and channeling capital into the country's transformational effort. Collectively, these institutions represent a multiplier of value to our country. Okay, with that, I would like to begin our discussion and address the first question to Antigoni. Let's start with you, Antigoni. Hellenic Development Bank of Investments plays a central role in strengthening Greece's investment ecosystem through its fund of funds strategy. Given its scale, managing more than 2.1 billion euros, what type of fund manager and strategies are you targeting in our days, and how do you expect this capital to catalyze new fund formations with the participation of global investors?
Good morning. Kalimera. Delighted to be here for the second year in a row. Last year, I said that I was very proud that arriving here in New York, HDBI in Greece had something to demonstrate. Last year, I mentioned a few numbers, like 30 funds, new established funds that were established in Greece and targeting mainly Greek companies, small and medium enterprises, having attracted almost $500 million from private other sources and private investments. This year, I have to tell you that HDBI participates in 41 funds. There is a vibrant venture capital and private equity ecosystem in Greece today. And this, of course, took along, many years of efforts, many years of experience required, but most of all these reforms that made Greece an investment hub, I dare say. So what we do, we have from 2.1 billion euros that we're managing, part of it is from the RRF, Recovery and Resilience Facility that Mr. Kavallakis described earlier, and the other from the Public Investment Program, 1.5 billion. We have committed 1.2 billion in 41 new schemes, venture capital and private equity. They have also attracted another 1.5, so there is active capital increase from the funds that we participate, more than 2.5 billion euros. Already, and most of the funds are running the second or third year of their investment period. They have made more than 240 investments in mainly Greek companies that span from the very early stages, pre-seed, seed financing, to more mature growth capital. We are very proud to have assisted in creating new time teams, because this is part of our mandate as well. But we have also supported experienced and strong fund managers with clear investment strategies that again span and cover almost all the sectors of the Greek economy.
Okay.
So, of course, there is a focus in technology, of course, there is a focus in AI, energy, deep tech, but we also value the strategies that include the family-owned business in traditional sectors as well. That is a strength of the Greek economy. Good morning, Mrs. Saracakis.
Yes.
Allow me also to stress and highlight another finding that it was announced this March, actually. We conducted a study with Deloitte Greece in order to measure the impact of what we are doing. And we came up that for every public euro that we invest, another 1.23 private euro from private investors is attracted. 6.65 times this euro is leveraged through other financing funding mechanisms at the level of the companies, meaning grants, loans, other facilities, financing facilities, and the total impact in the market is 23 times. So what is the best way of using public funds with all this effort that the Greek people have suffered so far? So we're very proud for these accomplishments. We expect the new study to be concluded early next year. So we hope that we'll have even better numbers to present today.
Okay, that's excellent news. We'll be waiting for the results of the new study. Staying on the theme of international engagement and connectivity, John, let me turn to you. The appointment of the new U.S. ambassador to Greece, Ms. Guilfoyle, has generated fresh momentum in the country, and especially the bilateral economic dialogue. How do you expect this new diplomatic cycle to accelerate U.S. investor engagement, and in what ways is AmCham positioning itself to channel this momentum into concrete investment activity?
Okay, thank you, Dimitrios, but please allow me, before answering, to thank Capital Link for this very important cooperation we're enjoying, and it's really appreciated by the American Chamber in Greece. Indeed, Ambassador Guilfoyle arrived in Athens a month and a half ago with a very clear strategic mandate. And her early engagements, which are many, reinforce the broader trend that we have been seeing in Washington lately. It's obvious that Greece's international profile has fundamentally shifted for the better, of course. The U.S. views Greece not only as a reliable NATO ally, but also as a strategic economic partner. Greece enjoys political stability. It has managed its macroeconomic performance. The economy is growing. The reforms, many have taken place. Of course, we understand that in order to make it even more attractive from an investment point of view, more reforms should be on the way, especially on the judicial system and on the speed of the delivery. But what's mostly noticeable lately is the big progress that has been achieved in the terms of the energy cooperation. During PTEC, only a few weeks ago, some very important agreements were signed. First of all, the US has signed a 20-year commitment to supply energy, LNG energy, through Greece to the countries north of its border and to the east of the European Union. And that also includes the Ukraine. Now, this is a major shift because Greece is seen as a gateway, energy gateway for LNG, US LNG. This is what is being called the North Corridor, the vertical corridor. But Greece is also part of other initiatives, like the 3+1 initiative with Cyprus and Israel, and the United States, of course. Greece also is the 13th member of the Three Seas initiative. And all this means that its location is being combined with its stability to provide a reliable partner for business. The Chamber, of course, is observing all these developments with a lot of satisfaction and interest. We have recently opened our Washington, D.C. office earlier this year, which means that we can come even closer to the potential U.S. investors, provide information about the conditions in Greece, but of course also support Greek companies wishing to export in the U.S. So overall, I think that this is a very good point in time. The commitment the U.S. is making on a government level is a clear indication that Greece is seen as a stable and growing market and an indispensable partner in many alliances. And I should also add that this U.S. interest spans beyond energy and includes also AI. Minister Theocharis signed in early November cooperation security agreement with the U.S., which means that U.S. technology firms will implement in Greece various projects to secure the supply chains, to improve government operations. So there's a technological component to that cooperation as well.
Okay, John, thank you for that perspective. Very interesting. Let's look now the investment journey from the standpoint of planning and execution. Marinos, this brings me to you. Enterprise Greece acts as a one-stop shop for foreign investors. Could you walk us through how your organization adds value throughout the investment life cycle, from initial evaluation to implementation and retention?
Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you, again, Olga and Nikos, for the 27th now Capital Link. It's amazing. It's been 27 years that I've been doing this, and it's get better and better every year. First of all, let me start by saying that Enterprise Greece adds value throughout the investment process. I was sitting here and was listening what Antigoni and John was saying, and of course your opening remarks and the previous panel, and I'm sure what Konstantinos is going to say afterwards. It's going to add to what I'm saying. We are kind of act as the middleman. We bring everyone together, and because we're under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we have with us the commercial attaché from Mr. Protopapas here as well. We act as the connecting organization with bring everything together. We had an offline conversation before with Konstantinos how we can promote what the growth funds can do with the investment project. The American Chamber of Commerce, how we can help with the office here, how we can do even more trade shows, trade fairs, and of course with Antigoni, how we can bring more funds that can actually co-invest together. But going to more specific to your question, the initial starts with the first contact. We can meet someone looking to invest in Greece. So we can start with market insights, sector-specific data. Of course, we do the matchmaking, bringing every party together. Guidance through the regulatory and legal framework, which is getting better and better by the day. We heard it from the governor himself before. What incentives he can get, what tax codes he should use, what's labor law can be applied to that. Well, that's the first phase. The second phase has to do with more kind of the implementation of the project, which we can assist with the permit process, act as a liaison with local stakeholders, provide support in any issues that may arise throughout the phase. We can vet the investor with applications, any kind of applications that can do from aid, tax relief, and of course evaluate strategic projects for inclusion in the fast track program, which we have the strategic investments. But the main thing that what we're trying to do even more so, being at the one-stop shop, as you called at the beginning, is kind of the post-investment aftercare services. So we actually try and monitor and speak with the investor to see if something's going wrong, what kind of problems they have during the everyday operational life, what any changes they need, maybe something in the regulatory environment that we need to have a look at, and actually offer kind of end-of-edge support to kind of the long-term success of the program, because they might reinvest, they might scale up, they might bring more companies to Greece, more investments. So kind of being there for the investor and always, trying and act as a facilitator, if you like, to any kind of investment in Greece.
Okay, really good insights, Marino. Thank you for that. So now let's complete the first round by examining the role of strategic assets and national investment platforms. So, Konstantinos, a question for you. Growthfund oversees a sizable and strategic portfolio of state-owned enterprises across vital sectors. How does Growthfund balance its mission of maximizing public asset value with attracting private international co-investors?
Thank you, Dimitri. Good morning, Kalimera. I would also like to thank Capital Link for inviting us this year as Growthfund, and I'm glad that I addressed this audience. Indeed, Dimitri, the Growthfund manages a quite strategic portfolio of assets that cover across 11 sectors of the economy, starting from water management, banks, transportation, marinas, airports, logistics, you name it. The current nominal value of our portfolio is 12 billion euros, and it is indeed the core of our mission to find the right balance between maximizing the value of these public assets and indeed attract international co-investors. Our mission is to improve the quality of our fellow citizens while creating sustainable economic and social value for future generations. And if I can codify the three pillars of our strategy, it is transform, develop, and invest. Transform our subsidiaries in order to reach private sector level of services to the citizens, and also provide sustainable business results. On the other hand, we are trying also to enhance the transparency and credibility of these organizations. We believe that credibility is the magnet for attracting capital. In addition to that, we are trying to develop heavy infrastructure assets of Greece, like ports, airports, marinas, etc., and try to transform them to more marketable for strategic partnerships. In 2026, we plan roughly 10 projects that include the development of marinas, ports, regional airports, etc. And the list is not exhaustive. And thirdly, we are trying to invest in the new economy through our thematic funds in technology, artificial intelligence, and defense sectors, like Festos, which is the 5G Technology Fund of Funds that is managed by Antigoni, partially by Antigoni and her team, LCAC, which is the newly established Defense Innovation Fund with the coordination of the Defense Ministry. And we are also planning to launch in the beginning of the year the first AI factory in Greece, one of the 13 AI factories that are planned to be launched in the European zone very soon. And of course, last but not least, our newly, let's say, weapon, I can call it that way, the Hellenic Innovation and Infrastructure Fund that has been launched 3 months ago. It has an initial capital of 300 million euros and aims to invest in areas like digital infrastructure, agri-tech, biotech, energy, transformation, etc. And above all things, we are also trying to accelerate projects in Greece through our specialized PPF, Project Preparation Facility, which is actually the Greece's fast-track mechanism to complete complex projects in Greece. As you all know, Greece, and not only Greece, faces issues of bureaucracy, etc. So this is PPF facility, tries to accelerate these projects and make the life, let's say, of private investors easier. Over the last 3 years, PPF has launched over 10 billion euros in tenders. 2 of them have already been contracted, and we have additionally 3 billion of tenders in the plan for the next couple of years. PPF is accelerating projects in the country, like modernizing healthcare infrastructure, upgrading civil protection and security, and boosting environmental resilience. So in short, Dimitri, by transforming, developing, and investing, we safeguard both the public value of our assets, and we are trying to attract international capital that is eager to participate in Greece's next chapter.
Okay, thank you, Konstantinos, for your review. Very interesting stuff. So let me come back to each one of you with a forward-looking question, okay? Antigoni, let me start again with you. Looking ahead, how does HDBI plan to maintain its role as a connection point between public capital, private investors, either local or international, and Greek entrepreneurs, and specifically in the context of long-term value creation?
Thank you for this question. I mean, HDBI will plan to remain a reliable co-investor for any foreign investor that wants to land in Greece and finance a project, a company, or invest in a fund. We don't make direct investments ourselves, but we are there and we facilitate the participation of private investors from different continents, I dare say, from US, from the MENA region, into the funds. There are many options now for a private or institutional investor from abroad to either invest directly in Greece or to invest indirectly, which in some cases is, let's say, safer. And what HDBI provides that the regulatory framework and the institutionalization of the whole process that makes a foreign investor feel safer. Now, we will continue to be the ecosystem facilitators, and I have to confess that the last year, the progress that has been made in Greece the last year, partly is owed to the fact that we all work together. We operate in a way that is so complementary and so supportive to each other, as if there's an orchestra. It's so well orchestrated, and that has made a difference. We don't cannibalize each other's work, and we speak out for our, let's say, sister organizations and institutions in the best way possible. Now, apart from that, we plan to support further the scale-ups, which is it's a European issue, as you all know. We plan to invest heavily in having bigger funds in Greece, because size is an issue, and this is an obstacle for, let's say, the big institution from the United Arab Emirates or the Saudis. They need bigger tickets. And I think that the Growth Fund, with its new initiative, will also amplify and facilitate the landing of these investors easier. The investment agreement that we have in place with Mubadala has already resulted in Mubadala investing in 3 Greek funds already, and it is very close to invest in a few more. Apart from that, the Saudis, the JADA, which is the similar organization to HDBI, we are soon to sign an MOU that will facilitate the exchange of know-how. And what we also plan to do in cooperation with Invest in Greece and, of course, the chambers and so on and so forth, is to organize very focused companies delegations, business delegations, with other peers in the US or in other countries, because we believe that value can be created through the cooperation of the companies in the business level, not only in the investment level. Greece is a small market and it needs size also in sales, in market, in new territories, and non-European investors need the European passport, so something that Greece has an advantage and can build upon that. So we will still keep on operating as we operate, with credibility, transparency, reliability, and we will remain the opener for the cross-border investment opportunities.
Okay, very, very promising what we heard. John, let's shift back to you for the investor perspective from the US market, okay? AmCham, as we all know, AmCham serves as a key bridge between the US business community and Greece, okay? How does the chamber help prospective investors understand the opportunities in Greece and navigate the business landscape?
I need to add to what you just said, Dimitrios, that the American Chamber in Greece is part of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and we're also part of the American Chambers in Europe. That's an organization with that includes 50 chambers of commerce, American Chambers of Commerce, in 48 countries in Eurasia. So as you can imagine, this gives us a lot of access to reliable information and data that is, of course, available to all of our members. So one of our key objectives is to provide a picture of Greece as an investment destination with a true insight and transparency, and that comes from the fact that all of the American companies active in Greece are our members, and not just American companies, but many local companies as well. And the reason they are members is because they see value in value and also the ability through the chamber to advocate their interests. Our chamber has at this point around 20 policy committees that span the whole range of the sectors of the Greek economy, and each of them provides a white paper, like a document, a report on specific sectors, where someone can see a very clear picture from the perspective of the people operating in the specific business sector. Our network is very important, and of course we cooperate with all the institutional partners in Greece, like my friends here, and with Marinos and Enterprise Greece. We also co-organize the AUSA Hellenic Pavilion at the most important defense show in the States. So I think that we can, although we're not a government entity, we are a private sector entity, but through our eyes, the investors can have a very clear and practical picture of what Greece is right now.
Okay.
And it's attractive.
Of course. Thank you, John. So, Marino, turning again back to you and discuss about the promotion side of the investment landscape. As Greece competes for global capital, which sectors do you believe that are underappreciated by investors, and how is Enterprise Greece working to elevate them?
That is a good question. We moved past kind of just the success story of Greece. So we need to look ahead to the next day. I think right now several sectors remain underappreciated by international investors, despite the significant potentials that they have to show. We've got emerging industries that we heard kind of what the setting up of the new fund and everything Konstantinos was saying before. We've got technology and innovation. There's amazing companies that exist there. Agri-food and the potential of export that sector can have. Renewable energy, logistics. We heard about, the marinas, the ports. Like Greece is a logistic hub. We are, the gateway to Europe. Yeah. There are many robust opportunities, and the thing is we need to get the word out to the investors, not just kind of that Greece is a structured financial opportunity for any investor. That the IRR can increasingly, along with all the incentives that can come along with it, the strategic investments, the fast-track licensing that we can get from that side. Yes, of course, there's more things that we can do, but the investor can see it's a stable government and are actually actively doing things to do different reforms that can make the investor's life easier by the day. So I think having kind of the basis of what Greece has to offer, along with kind of spreading the word, we're moving now to the second phase, where we as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are planning a 5-year strategic plan of sectors that then potentially and countries that we can specifically target from along the export side, but the investment side as well. And we're actually planning actions with every key stakeholder, not just present here, but all around Greece, that we can potentially tap any opportunities that they have to offer. Working with the regions, for example. We're opening offices in all the Greek regions all over Greece to be able for them to tell us what investment opportunities are in the different regions. Volos has different opportunities than Kalamata. It's, there's so many different opportunities that can potentially tap into Greece, and I think that's what we need to do for the next time. But then don't let me take all my time.
Okay, thank you.
Clock is ticking.
And to close the second round, Konstantinos, back to you. With Growthfund's transformation into a national investment platform, how do you envision its role evolving in the coming years? In particular, as the Hellenic Innovation and Infrastructure Fund focuses, as you said before, on infrastructure, digital transformation and innovation, how do you position these priority areas to global investors seeking to participate in Greece's new growth story?
Indeed, the Growth Fund is evolving to a full-scale sovereign wealth fund. And one good example of that is the launch of the Hellenic Infrastructure and Innovation Fund 3-4 months ago. The aim of this fund is to focus and invest in what also Marinos said, underserved, as we call them, areas of activity in the Greek economy. But first of all, we need to establish credibility through this investment, let's say, investment vehicle by demonstrating independent governance and commercial discipline, by deploying the initial capital base of 300 million euros to very good quality and with great potential investment projects, in order to prove that we have the ability to attract also private capital. And last but not least, to create a robust pipeline across energy transition, digital infrastructure, and water security, amongst other areas of activity. I would agree with Marinos that Greece has a large potential, and there are, from our perspective, 4 areas actually that we believe that they are underserved in terms of traditional capital. First of all, we are talking about digital infrastructure and AI. As I said, we are planning the first AI factory. Water security, and as we call it, circular blue economy. As you know, the climate changes, and especially Greece, we face a lot of issues with water management, water supply, etc. Green transition and energy, of course, since Greece is progressing and positioning itself as a regional energy hub. And last but not least, logistics, strategy hubs, ports, marinas, logistics centers, etc. Our, let's say, plan is to become a platform that will actually converge global capital, domestic experience and know-how, and national priorities in order not only to produce, let's say, and have some potential good in terms of return investment projects in Greece, but also help Greece through its structural transformation and long-term sustainability.
I would like to add another two sectors, which has a great potential also in Greece, and you will realize why we are complementary, supplementary. It's life sciences. There is an extremely excellent research dynamic in Greece or from the Greek diaspora that they would love to land a subsidiary or research center in Greece, and there is funding for that, there are grants, there are investment capital, and we see this trend. And actually, I can share with you that in a couple of months we will have more than 4 funds investing in biotech, medtech, and life sciences in Greece. And they will also, some of them will operate as a bridge between Greece and US and other European countries, of course. And apart from that, I would add the culture and creative industries sector, which is very, very much underserved in Greece. There's a huge potential if investment professionals liaise with the relevant people and promote all this content that Greece has to offer. So I think these are also 2 sectors that should not be neglected. And of course, apart from the agri-food, is the food production with modern technologies. I think this is what you meant, Marinos. And last but not least, because this is a policy statement, I think, congratulations, Marinos and the Enterprise Greece for these regional offices, because unless we develop the regions, the beautiful regions in Greece, that they have their special features, this may become, let's say, a solution also to the demographic issue. Okay. Because life quality in region can be excellent, can be super, and I would urge each and every one of us to enforce the government's initiative to support the regions further. Regional development.
Okay. Thank you all for your valuable insights today. Unfortunately, we do not have any time for any questions from the audience. I would like to make a close-up remark. Closing up, I think it's clear today that Greece is not just open for business, but it is ready for strategic and high-impact investments with the active support of these key institutions. These organizations have created all the appropriate conditions where investors can identify opportunities, deploy capital efficiently, and scale up projects that deliver actual results. So my personal opinion is, and I encourage you to engage with these key institutions, explore and be part of the Greece Next Growth chapter, because the potential is real, and I think this is an excellent time right now to act. Okay. Thank you all for your attention. Happy holidays to you and your family, and enjoy the rest of the forum. Thank you all.